Hi, this is a full feature review of new Samsung flagship Galaxy S6 Edge. In this video I'm going to show you the complete hand build and its real performance after using it for 2 to 3 days, and is it really worth the buzz that Samsung has created all this while. Please watch the entire video and see the description for the contents of this complete video. This is a beautiful beast released by the Samsung, which houses the most advanced features in the smartphone industry currently. It has a Corning Gorilla Glass 4 back, so finally Samsung is out of that plasticky feel, and it has a nano SIM card. SIM card slot is located at the top of this phone, and it has fingerprint sensor in the home button, and you can directly unlock with your fingerprint when the phone is locked. And it also has Samsung Pay. It accepts Visa and MasterCard certified machines. So I don't think this facility is still available in India as yet, but it will be released soon. But still it does equip that. And it has Gorilla Glass 4 display with 5.1 inches. It has Super AMOLED 16 million colors. Resolution is incredibly sharp, as you can see on the screen. It houses 1440 into 2560 pixels with 577 ppi. That's incredibly sharp, and Quad HD screen, so double the size of the Full HD screen, and it houses Android 5.0.2 Lollipop. So this is about the main features of this handset. And about the build quality is really good. So this complete panel is brushed aluminum with Gorilla Glass 4 back. The only concern with this back is it is very fingerprint magnet, so it catches the fingerprints very soon. You might have to keep cleaning it all the time. And at the top it has the nano SIM card slot and IR blaster and a noise reduction. And here we have standard Samsung lock button and power button. At the bottom we have the USB 3 cable, which also acts as the mass storage, so you can connect external pen drives if you have on the go USB on the go cable. And the downstreaming speakers are really good, and 3.5mm jack. This looks beautiful. Some people there were rumors that it looks like iPhone, but when you hold it in your hands, you know it's not a copy of iPhone. I think that's one reason why Apple has not yet filed a suit against Samsung yet. And these are volume rockers, spaced very conveniently, and they are very tactile when pressing. Very tactile and very convenient to use. So the entire build of the handset is very premium, and Samsung has finally made it. But with some of the compromises, like it's a unibody, so battery is irreplaceable. You cannot open the back of this handset. The only slot you have got is the nano SIM card, nothing else. So replaceable battery was Samsung's one of the most user-friendly feature, which has been compromised in this handset now. Unlike earlier, the soft touch buttons, we had a back button, home button, and then we had a menu button here. However, Samsung has now replaced it with the task manager, the recent apps button. This phone comes in 3 variants: 32GB, 64GB and 128GB. Unfortunately, there is no memory card slot. So this is the first handset which does not house a memory card slot in Samsung's flagships. I would say it is one disappointment, but it was worth compromising if you consider the build of this handset. As usual, Samsung has put in the most powerful processor in this flagship as well. So we have seen amazing performance in Note 4 and Note 4 Edge, and this flagship is no exception in its performance. It uses Exynos 7420 quad-core 1.5 GHz Cortex A53, and also there is one more processor, quad-core 2.1 GHz Cortex A57, and it also has a dedicated Mali P760 graphic processing unit. So you will have no trouble playing any games or videos. I will show the demo. About the camera, it houses 16 megapixel camera, rear facing camera with LED flash with optical image stabilization. Optical image stabilization is really good in this mobile, and it also houses Sony Exmor IMX240 sensor. So this is the same kind of sensor that I am shooting this video with from my camcorder. So that's about the camera, and it supports high definition videos, of course, 2160p at 30 fps, and it also supports 1080p at 60 fps and 720p at 120 fps, and it has HDR and dual video recording as well. And apart from that, it also has a heart rate monitoring and wireless charging QI and smart stay. Nothing but if you're looking at the screen, it won't turn off unless you close your eyes. And it houses 2600 milliamp battery. So with our usage, with a lot of 3G and Wi-Fi, browsing website, watching videos, we could easily get through the entire day. So the battery backup is also good. However, compared to Note 4, the battery backup is bit less. Note 4 is better than this. Though the edges take the sides of this phone, but they ensure the screen is not activated accidentally. That's a very logical design. So there is no question of activating it accidentally, because when you hold it in your hands, you have this separate strip which will fit into your hand. So there is very rare scenario that you will touch this edge and awake the phone accidentally. So that's one good feature and very well thought. In previous versions of Samsung, Note 4, etc., and even in S5, many people complained about the sensitivity of the fingerprint scanner. However, in this version, Galaxy S6 Edge, they have improved it a lot, and the fingerprint scanner is more accurate, and it also captures your fingerprints without any issues. So it's really convenient, and the feature is improved a lot. And the camera of this phone is really good, and I would say it is one of the best in the current industry. I will show you some of the options in the camera application. It's very simple to use. At the left hand side, we will see some of the menu. HDR, you can probably turn it off. I would say if HDR is turned on, the pictures are really crisp, and there are preloaded effects, so you can select any of them. So as you can see, it's a cartoon, and if you turn off the effect, it's as good as that. And the focusing, it uses an infrared sensor to focus on the object as fast as possible. So you can see how fast the focus is, and even the images are really good and really fast. It captures incredible details of the image, especially in HDR mode. So you can have it as your own camera. I don't think you require another camera if you have this phone. And in the settings, you can customize the picture size, video size, and other optical video stabilization, etc. These are all some standard modes, and if you enable volume control, you can even take picture using the volume key. And the front camera is also really good. It's incredibly sharp. See, it captures it really crisp images. Video quality is also good. I tried it indoors and outdoors with low light and bright light. The video quality is really nice, and panorama stitching is incredibly good. So it stitches the images really well. So you can rely on the camera. If you like a good camera in a smartphone, then this is the phone for you. The downstreaming speaker is excellent, however not as good as many other in the current market. So we'll play some of the videos and you will understand how it plays. The best part about the music player is finally Samsung has added the folder play, so you do not have to install a third-party music player anymore. So you can have your own folders and then browse the music accordingly. That's one good feature and very handy. So the speaker is really good. The music output is also really nice, and it has real good beats, and the bass effect is very nice. I did not have any problem using any of the headsets with this 3.5mm jack. So for music lovers also, this phone is really good. And about the real feature of any mobile phone, the main thing, call reception. Call reception is very nice. I have tried in many different areas in Bangalore, and I was able to get clear voice, and even the people on the other side also informed that the voice is very clear, and we did not face any call drops, etc. on this mobile. So the reception range is very powerful, and I'm sure I do not have to explain to you about the performance of this phone, as it houses the most advanced chipset and the processor and 3GB RAM. So you will not be disappointed with any games, high definition, any kind of games, because we have played a lot of them and we did not have any issues playing any of the games. The processor doesn't heat up much even if you play for a longer time. So as you can see, the user interface is quite crisp and you won't have any problems at all. Really nice. That's about the performance, and I will also show you some videos. It plays almost each and every format. The video player is really nice, very simple to use, and the video quality is incredibly sharp, and you can zoom, pan, etc. Really nice. I was quite impressed with the way it takes up the videos. I played for almost 3 hours, and the mobile didn't heat up, neither the battery died. So it utilized around 15% of the battery for 3 hours playback, high definition video. About the user interface, Samsung has put its own customized skin on top of the lollipop, so there are no much changes. However, as usual, if you have used any Samsung products earlier, you would know what I mean. So the settings screen and notification bar is quite easy to handle, and you have Very useful customizable options here, and it looks better. The color scheme is changed and a retouch has been given. You can even edit it, and you can directly go to main settings from the notification panel. It's a standard feature in any lollipop device. The phone dialer are not changed much. We have the same kind of dialer we had in Galaxy Note 4 and Note 4 Edge. In the phone application, you can have your own favorites, and also you can add pictures to the contacts just like them. And we have a dial pad. It's a very nice looking shortcut, and the dial pad is also integrated with your phone book. So if you type the initials of the contact in this, it will pop up the contact right there, along with typing the numbers also. That's pretty convenient. And the messaging app remains same, except the fact that you can scroll frequent contacts over here. And the best part, the keyboard is really nice, very convenient, well spaced. I did not have much typing errors while using this keyboard. That's about the keyboard. You can also customize it a bit. As usual, the Samsung Task Manager is really nice and top of the notch all the time, very user friendly. So you can clear all the applications together, or this is a standard feature which comes in Lollipop. However, Samsung also has its own additions to it, so you can clear all of them. Unfortunately, Samsung phones still don't support scrolling wallpapers, so you need to download the wallpapers which can suit your screen. So you cannot scroll them. However, it's worth compromising. The screen sharpness is really good, so you can enjoy all the wallpapers. And we have some nice gesture controls in Samsung we have seen from Note 2 onwards. Very handy at times. Just show you some of them, motions and gestures. You can mute it with your palm swipe, and also you have screenshot. So if you just swipe like this, it will take a screenshot. Very nice features, and specifically I have seen these features only in Samsung. And the power saving mode is incredibly strong and really good. It uses the Super AMOLED screen in the right way. So if you turn it on, you will have only black and white, and if you are left with 10%, you can run it for almost 4 hours. I have tried that, it did work really well. So if you turn it off, I'll just show you how it looks. As you see, all the color patterns are turned off now. Very basic functionalities are left. You can still use the phone, however it will not be fully functional. That's about the power saving mode. Now I will show you the most unique and important feature of this phone, the Edge. So if you go to settings, you have separate settings for the Edge. It has many inbuilt functionalities. I'm sure even it will be open for the third-party software developers to utilize the code and develop more and more applications for it. So Edge lighting, whenever you get any call, if your phone is turned flip off like this, then you will see nice gradient color popping up here, so you will know that a call is there. And you can also click on this heart rate monitor, and then it will silence the ringtone. That's a pretty cool feature. And apart from that, in People Edge you can assign different colors to different callers. You can choose your own colors for different contacts. very good and a nice feature. And you have notifications. Currently it gives notifications only for the inbuilt call application, inbuilt messaging application and inbuilt email application. It is not optimized for any third-party applications as of yet, but I am sure it will be available soon, because this handset is not available in all the countries, and the code is not released for the software developers yet. That's another feature. You have information stream. If you enable this in the idle mode, as you can see in the demo, you will see, okay, let me refocus it. You'll see some of the information. For example, if you have enabled news, etc., that will be shown in the edge screen when the screen is turned off. So you can customize the feeds, you can select whatever you want from Twitter, etc. That will be shown on your edge screen. You can even display the weather. And this night clock is really nice. Probably you have seen this in most of the Samsung advertisements. So once you set and turn the screen off, it will automatically display the light here. And as per Samsung, it utilizes minimal battery, hence you shouldn't be worried about losing the battery life because of this feature. So that's pretty cool. And you can also change the edge screen position. So you want to put it right or left side. I'll just show you. So you can directly unlock the device by swiping from the edge screen, from left to right or right to left. That was pretty much about the phone. So if you really like a premium looking phone, then you can definitely go for it. However, if you often drop your phone from your pocket, then this is not a good choice for you, because edges are a bit vulnerable, and if they fall down, I'm sure the Gorilla Glass 4 can take a bit of torture, but still, being the delicate glass, it might break down sometimes. I don't want to try that now. So some of the disadvantages are, to make it look more premium, Samsung has finally compromised with the replaceable battery, and it does not support an external memory card. So you have to live with whatever you buy, 32 GB or 64 GB, whatever. So that's one thing I did not like about this phone, and Samsung should have thought about it. However, it's worth compromising considering all other features. So this was the quick full review of Samsung Galaxy Edge. Thank you for watching the video. Please stay tuned for more videos on new smartphones, and also subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos. Thank you for watching.